Extraction shooters have been around for a long time, and there have been many different extraction shooters trying to implement their own types of gameplay onto what the base idea of the genre is. Now, extraction shooters can really be boiled down to three different things from everything that I've played. I know. One thing is that the main goal is to loot and to gain gear and experience for yourself to better level up your character and survive more dangerous tasks or zones. Now, what kind of goes into the looting also is that you also have to complete tasks or do quests in order to basically level up. And basically, you're given a bunch of quests, but the whole purpose of the game isn't just to do all the quests, it's to do what you want to do, and not some game where you're forced into some sort of linear kind of story. I mean, you could choose to do the story, or you could choose to do some random quests that will probably grant you I don't know, a piece of body armor. In most extraction shooters, the consequence of dying is losing all your gear and potentially losing quest progress for that match. And this kind of balances in with the questing and looting, as in extraction shooters, the player's almost meant to be very silent or very tactical, just very still and very mindful of what she is doing. Now, a lot of these aspects are done by games, in which those games probably just do those aspects in one way, one of those aspects in one way, and essentially they're done with it, you know what I'm saying? But essentially with extraction shooters, they take all three of those aspects and they put it into a game that simulates exploration, leveling up, risk and reward, and just complete locked in thinking, and not some game where you can just chill out and have. Well, actually, it is fun when you have that big dopamine rush of finishing a quest or finding this very big valuable that is most likely going to pay for your entire I don't know, 2 next raids of basic kits. Extraction shooters aren't meant for those with short attention spans, and that's a really good thing, because most games nowadays, let's be honest, really want to capitalize on people, humans, just like me and you. I'm being dead serious. It's not even they're just meant for some consumers, right? But some recent extraction shooters that have come out, they still use those microtransaction philosophies and whatnot. Now, extraction shooters feel like they're actually meant to entertain people and give people a challenge in a video game, in which video games used to do, but nowadays they really just don't. And it's really nice to see that some developers are actually taking time to make interesting puzzles, or just tasks that aren't very hard, but still require some thought to be given into them. Now, when people think about extraction shooters, they immediately think about a game called Escape from Tarkov, and Escape from Tarkov is basically the original extraction shooter, first-person shooter, extraction shooter, and that game is really tough, but also it's really just intricate, and once you know it, you know it. Now, Tarkov has lots of things that come from different games, like the gun customization of a game like Call of Duty, or the looting of a game like Borderlands, or the questing of a game like Star Citizen or RuneScape. It genuinely brings all these things that people love about other games, and it brings it into their game, and their game kind of captures a lot of audiences, yet it doesn't capture a lot of audiences because it's a little bit of a too difficult game, and it does take up a lot of time away from important things in life. Escape from Tarkov is a game that is it is very good, and it does kind of show what an extraction shooter is. Yeah, as I said before, the only thing like about it that really keeps people away, which kept me away ever since I stopped playing it. I mean, I have 100 hours in it, but still, it digs into your personal free time, and yeah, I don't want a video game to be just like that. So I know some people who like that stuff, but not it for me. Many different AAA companies basically started to do extraction shooters when they kind of were popping off on different social media sites like Twitch, and Call of Duty did their own DMZ mode. And when it was like 3 years ago, I was playing that, it really felt like kind of special because most of the games I've played before that were either just Halo or just regular Call of Duty, and those games, the only thing you did was you try to like kill as many guys before the time runs out, or just like some other arena shooter stuff. I mean, that was fine, but dang, extraction shooters kind of did put a new perspective on like, what if I were to have multiple shoot somebody off of this old rusty pickup truck who's trying to board my train? Thinking about trucks, vehicles were a very big part of DMZ, and they basically were like really integrated well into a extraction shooter, and it was awesome to see that, because mostly the games that I liked playing, like Halo, those games relied on vehicles to like be in their big team battle modes and whatnot, and I just loved driving around, or either just like being on the back of a gun seat, or just like defending the flag whilst I'm riding a Warthog. The cool part about that though is that the vehicles didn't feel like some cheap way to get to the axles, although at sometimes they did. The vehicles actually had some sort of like purpose. The road was like all around the map. You could go into different towns using said road, and the vehicles, they weren't like invincible either. Like the vehicles, you could still take a lot of hits, but you couldn't just like use it to just get out or something. No, the vehicles actually had their own purpose, and they were just a nice addition to an extraction shooter. And extraction shooters normally don't have that type of fast gameplay, yet Call of Duty does, or did, and that's what made it so special. Now, before I end it out, I wanted to iterate more on this fast gameplay that I've been talking about. And the gameplay was kind of fast, but it never felt like a kill was like worth less than a kill in multiplayer. It always felt like a kill was earned, like getting somebody was actually using skill. And even though there was metas, if you killed somebody using a not meta weapon, or even better, a weapon that you just like found off of a AI, that's just like ultimate, like I'm proud, and that's awesome. And honestly, that's like something that should really be in a lot of games, is that sense of accomplishment, and that I did something, and I didn't just grind to this stupid mastery camo, but I actually like stowed this weapon and I killed this chemist guy in the middle of a tower zone. Overall, DMZ was a really good game, and I'm genuinely excited for its potential return in Call of Duty 2026, and I'll definitely be playing it. And hopefully they actually got it right and they please the masses. So about a few weeks ago, me and my friends were looking for some games to play, right? And we came across this one game called Delta Force Hawk Ops Down, I believe. And essentially the premise of the game was, it was like Battlefield, but just way better, and it was like really handled by people who actually cared about the game and not some like profit chasing. So we play the game, right, and we find out there's an extraction shooter mode, and me being I like Tarkov, right? I really enjoyed that. Like, me and my friends actually enjoy that. Like, some of my friends who just like never played an extraction shooter before, we really enjoyed that. And the thing about the game, right, is it included like the weapon building, it included like the healing from like other games. Like, it felt like DMZ, but it also had some like fun aspects of like Escape from Tarkov in it, and that's what really was like cool about it, you know. Delta Force basically added on to like the list of, you know, things like to see an extraction shooter, and it kind of like, I'd say it like came close to 80% of what I'd want in an ideal extraction shooter, right? But, you know, that's my opinion, and I I don't. You should form your own opinion before like instating something. And what I'm talking about is just like try an extraction shooter out, and yeah. Now with extraction shooters being a relatively past but still a relevant thing, it Bungie is making Marathon, and you know, I don't know any other games that are coming out that, you know, have this sort of gameplay loop with all the what's it called, risk taking. So yeah, Marathon will come out, and that'll be a step towards, you know, like seeing what that can be. So yeah, with all the just like casualness like surrounding Halo, Destiny. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Destiny, but like all that casualness, but like in an extraction shooter does sound nice. So yeah. Now, I haven't uploaded in a month, and I've been thinking about switching my content around. Now, the way that my content works right now is I'll explain something, or I'll go over some news, or I'll give, you know, my honest opinion on stuff. And, you know, I think people deserve to have their own opinions. I don't want to be there to give, you know, an opinion on something if somebody can't, you know, have an opinion on it. And yeah, I mean, I'll make videos on Marathon when it comes out, but right now I'm into Star Citizen, so I'm gonna start making videos on that. Hopefully it gets more exciting, and when Space Building comes out for that game, damn, I'm gonna be playing it all day. But yeah, sorry this video took a little bit too long to release. It's been like kind of a, you know, like kind of just like a not static, yeah, not static like winter break for me. So yeah, a nice I'm happy to get back onto the grind, and without talking too much. All right, you guys have a great day. I'll see you later.